Welcome back to the Market Snapshot. As we always do, we're going to be diving into the stats of what's going on, and so you can get a really good idea if you're in the market looking to buy a house, looking to sell. This will give you a really good idea of what's going on in the market and whether you're timing the market well to get top dollar for your home or potentially get a better deal on buying a house. So stay tuned and we'll dive in. Just want to say thank you again for joining us today. If you haven't already, go ahead and like or subscribe to the Wasatch Front Living YouTube channel. It helps us know that you guys are liking the videos. It also helps you stay up to date on things like this, the Market Snapshot, and other videos that we put out. So days on market for the Wasatch Front is 20 days. Again, market right now, it's kind of recovering from everything that was going under contract and selling so quickly. A lot of houses were going in a couple days. Most of them were going in under a week. So we're actually seeing a little bit of a recovery from that frantic buying that we are seeing. Now, don't get me wrong, there's still houses that are going like that. First couple days on market, they're going under contract for over ask. So don't get it confused that that's not happening. But what is happening is there is a lot more opportunities for buyers that might not be looking for the most absolute pristine, beautiful house. Maybe one that's a little bit older or one that doesn't have the perfect amount of square footage or the 3-car garage, things like that are sitting on market that give opportunity to buyers to come in and maybe get some more buyer-friendly terms than they would have gotten maybe even just 2 months ago. Now, average sales price is at $524,000. This price has been steadily rising over the past year, and it'll probably do so because we are seeing houses just continue to appreciate. There's so many people moving here, and so obviously that creates that scarcity and still creates some of that bidding process that we're seeing to drive those prices up. Now, the appreciation isn't happening at a rapid rate like it was, but it is still going up, and I do anticipate that it will continue to rise, just a lot slower than we were seeing over the last year, even last 2 years. Should level out a tiny bit, but there is still quite a bit of a shortage of housing. So that's what's causing this rise in price. Shortage in housing, expanded population coming in, moving in from other states. So it's tough, but that's just kind of how it works. When you have more people moving into such a beautiful state and not enough housing, those prices are going to rise. So let's hold out and cross our fingers that those builders keep whipping out those homes and that other people want to sell their homes and increase that amount of product on market to help drive down prices. Now, the number of sold homes was 492. Again, there's not too much ebb and flow there. Pretty steady on the number of sold homes. And so as long as interest rates stay steady and kind of the housing shortage as we see, I don't expect that number to drastically change in one direction or the other. So holding steady in that category. Now, the number of active listings is 1,870. That's, again, not too big of a jump. I think there's been a little bit more inventory than there has been, but even with that, we're still in a little bit of a shortage. But yeah, 1,870 active listings. Now, for under contract, we have 5,532 homes under contract. So again, under contract means that someone has this home, they have a rep C that's accepted from the seller, and they're just in escrow. Now, these homes can fall out of escrow. Some of them have backup offers, so they'll go right back under escrow and continue towards the closing. A lot of them will close, as we've seen, because a lot of buyers feel very lucky to have a house under contract and will really push to get that house closed, even more so than in a normal time or in a normal market. So 5,532 under contract homes right now. All right, now the average interest rate for a 30-year fixed mortgage is 3.196 right now. Again, that's just an average. There's a lot of factors that go into what interest rates you secure, and a lot of that has to do with the amount of debt you have, the amount of money you put down, whether or not you buy down your rate with something called points, other things like that. So but as an average, the rate that most people are getting right now that are qualifying for a conventional loan is that basically 3.2% on a 30-year fixed mortgage. Now, if you get a 15-year, that can drop into the twos pretty easily, sometimes even below two, but that obviously varies day to day, week to week as well. So overall, the market is still, I would say, a seller's market right now. People are still getting a lot of money for their homes that they're listing, especially if they're doing it right. I think it's a little bit tougher right now than it was, like I said earlier, than 2 months ago, to sell a house that's maybe not the most pristine house and get the absolute most money for it that you could possibly ever hope for. Now, that's not to say that those types of homes aren't still going for a pretty penny in a lot of people's opinion. It's definitely not the case, but they're not getting multiple offers, that bid going up, etc. So that's why I was saying there's a lot of room for buyers to come in and get more of a deal, get more things that can help them purchase a house than they were before. With that same thing going on, interest rates as a whole, I would say, are a little bit higher than they were when that buying frenzy was going on. So this pushes a few people out of the market, lowers their pre-qualification rate, etc. So if you're kind of on the verge as far as your credit isn't great, or maybe you don't have a ton of money for a down payment, you might want to act right now to maybe get into a house, because interest rates are on the rise. The higher it goes, the less money you can qualify for. Like I was saying, there's more opportunity to get buyer-friendly terms. So to get into a house, start working towards paying down a mortgage rather than just paying rent. You can create equity that way. You can rise this appreciation wave, and then use a purchase, maybe not for your dream home, to use this purchase as a trampoline to get closer to your dream home, or get into your dream home a few years down the road. So definitely a seller's market right now. But I think that's a pretty accurate look at what's going on in the Utah real estate market. I do want to say thanks to all you guys who stuck around and wanted to learn a little bit more about what's going on. If you have any questions that I didn't cover, please feel free to reach out to me. You can text, email, call, and I'd love to have a conversation and get you the information that you're looking for. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, I'm your guy. Go ahead and reach out to me in those same ways. You can even leave a comment in the video. I'd love to talk to you guys and get that process going. Thank you again for watching this market snapshot. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the Wasatch Front Living YouTube channel. Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you next time.